says, in the end of times, 21st century, baby. Hello, anybody home? Good luck. 21st century. He says, in the end of times, people will walk in three ways. In the way of Cain, in the way of Balaam, in the way of Korah. The 21st century. Do you have time? I have to finish this. In the end of times, people will walk in three ways. In the way of Cain, in the way of Balaam, in the way of Korah. Whoa, what does he mean? St. Jude, New Testament. And why is the Epistle of Jude before the book of Revelation? Why is the Holy Bible in this chronological way, in this sequence? Why? Everything has a meaning, everything. The book of Revelation, my beloved, represents the second coming of the Messiah. And the second coming of the Messiah will not take place until people have denied Him. Therefore, if the book of Revelation talks about the second coming, and the second coming will not take place until people have denied Him, meaning the church will deny Him, therefore the Epistle of Jude is speaking about a Christian nation in denial of Christ. Christianity, Christendom. He says Christendom in the end of times will walk in three ways. Cain, the son of Adam, the first one, the firstborn. Cain. Balaam, a prophet of the Old Testament. He sat on that donkey where that donkey spoke and rebuked Balaam. And Korah, who wanted to become a priest by himself, appointed himself as a priest, not God. Cain represents selfishness, egocentric, me. So Cain represents me. Me. It's my way. It's me saying it. You either do what I say or you hit the highway. I don't care. 21st century is all about I don't care. Whatever is in my head has to be done. I don't care even about God. It's so selfish, so egocentric of a century. It is. Balaam, greed, my beloved. Balaam, my beloved, he was a prophet of God. This king of the Gentile called him. He said, I want you to come and condemn the people of God, Israel. So he came and he saw all these big boxes full of gold, a gift from the king to the prophet of God. He said, I'm going to give you all this wealth, all this gold, all this money, just condemn the people of God. He looked and he said, the nation that God blesses, no one can condemn. I cannot condemn a nation that God has blessed. But, dear king, money. I can't let go of all this treasure. I've got a solution for you. You know, you win and I win. And I'm not going to condemn the people of God. You know what you do, king? Find your finest woman in your nation, the most beautiful, the most elegant, the youngest, the brightest, and the good-looking baby. And throw him in the midst of the nation of God, Israel. They're going to look at these women. They're going to be wanting to do the wrong thing with them. And when they do the wrong thing with them, God will get angry and God will strike them down. So he did this. He brought the woman, the beautiful woman, and he threw them in the midst of the Israelite nation. And the men of Israel saw them so beautiful. They went and did the wrong thing, and God struck the nation of Israel. But the prophet of God said, do this evil deed for the sake of money. Don't ever sell your God for money, for wealth. Don't ever sell your God for wealth. Don't ever let no one bribe you and say to you, deny Jesus, we'll give you millions. Church leaders, wake up. It's a shame. I'm yelling now. It's a shame for the church to sell Jesus for money. Balaam. And the third one, Korah, denial of priesthood. You're a priest, bishop? I'm a priest like you. What, do you think Aaron is only the priest? I'm a priest like him. Korah said. What happened to Korah? God struck him dead. Did God choose the entire Israelite nation to be priests for him? No. He said to Moses, choose Aaron and his brothers only, not the entire Israelite nation. And to prove it, one of the Israelite people came to be a priest by himself. God struck him dead. He said, I did not choose you to be a priest. How dare you? You choose yourself to be one. Are you going against God? Whoever goes against God, this is the end of them, dead. Today, my beloved, people of the 21st century, end of times, are walking in three ways. Cain, selfishness. Balaam, greed. And Korah, denial of the priesthood rank. We need to be careful. Not all of us are priests.
Today, we're diving deep into a riveting sermon by Bishop Emmanuel that speaks directly to the heart of our current age, the 21st century. As we navigate through these tumultuous times, his insights into the three paths people are walking, Cain, Balaam, and Korah, offer us a prophetic lens through which to view our world. Buckle up, because this is going to be an epic exploration of faith, morality, and the looming presence of the Antichrist. First up, let's talk about the way of Cain. Cain embodies the spirit of selfishness and egocentrism. In a world where me reigns supreme, we see a culture that prioritizes individual desires over communal well-being. This is not just a personal issue. It's a societal one. We live in a time when people are more concerned about their own agendas than the greater good. It's as if we've forgotten the essence of community and sacrifice, which are the cornerstones of our faith. But here's the kicker. This self-centeredness can open the door to the Antichrist's influence. The Antichrist thrives in chaos and division, using our selfish tendencies to sow discord among us. If we continue down this path, we risk becoming pawns in a much larger game, one that seeks to undermine the very foundations of our faith and morality. Next, we have Balaam, the prophet who succumbed to greed. He was offered riches to curse God's people, and instead of standing firm in his faith, he compromised his integrity for material gain. Sound familiar? In today's world, we see leaders, both in the church and in society, who are willing to sell their souls for a paycheck or a position of power. This is a slippery slope. The message here is clear. Do not let the allure of wealth distract you from your purpose. The Antichrist will use greed as a tool to manipulate and corrupt. When we prioritize money over our mission, we become vulnerable to deception. We must remain vigilant and ensure that our hearts are aligned with God's will, not the world's temptations. Finally, let's examine the way of Korah, who challenged God's appointed leaders. Korah's rebellion is a stark reminder that rejecting divine authority leads to chaos and destruction. We see this today with many questioning or outright rejecting spiritual authority. In an age where everyone has a platform, it's easy to dismiss those who have been called to lead. However, this rebellion can also set the stage for the Antichrist. When we refuse to recognize God's order, we create a vacuum that can be filled by false prophets and leaders who do not have our best interests at heart. The Antichrist will rise in such confusion, presenting himself as a savior while leading many astray. So, what do we do with all this? Bishop Emmanuel's message is a clarion call for us to be vigilant. We must examine our own lives and the paths we are walking. Are we embodying the spirit of Cain, Balaam, or Korah? Are we allowing selfishness, greed, or rebellion to dictate our actions? As we approach these end times, it's crucial to stay rooted in our faith, to support our leaders, and to hold fast to God's truth. We must be the light in a dark world, standing firm against the tide of selfishness and greed. In conclusion, let's not just be hearers of the word, but doers. Let's commit to walking in the ways of righteousness and truth, standing against the forces that seek to divide and conquer. Together, we can resist the spirit of the Antichrist and shine brightly for Christ in these challenging times. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay blessed and vigilant.